Hello everybody, welcome back to Hyper Lemon GT. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not going to be doing a daily race on Gran Turismo Sport. We're going to be doing a time trial to try and beat Mr. Lewis Hamilton. So I was looking on YouTube the other day and I found this. Lewis Hamilton on GT Sport. There he is, looking pretty happy with the Japanese guy. Here's the car he'll be driving, the Mercedes AMG GT GT3 car. Note that he has ABS turned on, traction control turned off, and he is using the new Logitech GT Sport wheel. So I noticed he did quite a few practice laps, so 7 laps there and another 10 laps, so 17 practice laps. Then he went for his hot laps, so another 5 in total. He got a 1:56.854, so that is our target for today. So let's get into it, selecting the Nurburgring circuit, GP, and we're going to be selecting noon because noon has good light, and I think good light will help us a little bit with the driving. So select the car, Mercedes AMG GT GT3 car. It's a bit of a mouthful to say, so we can listen to it revving here. Not the best sounding car around. And here is the circuit. So not many people in the grandstand. I guess nobody wants to witness the spectacle. If Hamilton was doing the same thing, there'd probably be a few more people in the grandstands. So traction control turned off, ABS turned on, tires are hard, same as Hamilton's, and all of the car's settings are currently set to default. So no advantage in the setup here. So let's get into it. I have to note that I have done about 10 practice laps before I started this video. So I'm not just doing my first ever lap here, so I did the 10 practice laps because I need to get used to the car and also the circuit, both of which I haven't really driven before. So going down the pitch straight here into turn 1, gonna brake early, yeah, hit the apex, quite happy with that exit. Now into turn 2 in the Mercedes complex, and I get the power on a little bit too early, so we have a spin. Turn 2, first lap already spun. So we can pretty much bin that lap, it's not going to be our fastest lap. So we skip to the end of that lap, and let's try and make something of lap 2. So the first lap was 2 minutes, including the spin, so not too bad. Now braking into the first corner into Yokohama, keeping it in tight, get the power on early, reasonably good exit there. Now into the first corner of the Mercedes complex, which I think is turns 2, 3, 4 and 5. Turn 3 there, keep it tight, turn 4, is all about the exit. Going a little bit wide there. Now going into turn 5. This corner currently has no name, and turn 6, which also has no name at the moment. So down the back straight here. Now we're going to be going into Dunlop hairpin. So hit the apex once, run out wide a little bit, hit the apex again. Oh, a little bit sideways on the exit. Not going to be helping us that. Now into the Schumacher chicane, and then we come down to Ravenel curve. Not the best exit that time, and then Bilstein. Bilstein is all about the exit. You've got to be quick to carry speed down the back straight. Now into Advan Arch, corner that's completely flat, before we brake into Vidal chicane. So please excuse me if I get some of the corner names wrong here. because there seems to be a lot of discrepancy on the different sources on what the corners are called for this circuit. I've chosen to go with the one that's on the Nurburgring GP official site, but what I can tell is that the corner names change based on the sponsor. Anyway, the end of lap 2, we got a 1:57.079, so about 2/10 off Hamilton's time. Now on to lap 3. First and second corners about in line with the previous lap. So we skip to the end of lap 3. We're 2/10 up at the moment. So we're going to be very close to Hamilton's time. It's a 1:56.881. So about 0.05 of a second off his time. But we still haven't beaten it. As we said, the target today is to beat the time, not just to get close to it. So we carry on, try and improve, try and beat the time. So we skip a few laps now to the end of lap 8. So those laps I was just basically trying out some new lines and also just basically trying to get a feel for the car, pushing it a bit more to its limits. So we had a couple of spins actually, a spin in lap 7 and lap 5. But now let's get on to lap 9. So it was a good exit to the first corner. Second corner, okay, I mean right now we're on par with our lap 3 time. Very, very close, within 1/10. Good exit from turn 4 there. Now into turn 5. I think we've got a new line here, so I keep it in a bit narrower and try and keep it mid-circuit so we can get a good exit from turn 6, which will help us carry speed all the way along this straight to Dunlop. So the key here, just brake straight, hit the apex once, go out a little bit wide, hit the apex again, and get a good, straight, clean exit. Now up into Schumacher. Key here, just lift off a little bit, back on the power as early as you dare, and be brave. Now into this corner. I've been practicing here, so keep it narrow and then really let it go out wide. And then finally for Bilstein, this is, as I said before, all about the exit. All the speed you gain on the exit there is carried down this back straight, gaining you time the whole way. Now into this chicane. So here you want to brake a little bit early, but for me there I broke a little bit too late, went too deep. Give us some good apex speed, but really bad exit speed, so we didn't gain too much, well, we lost time there basically. Okay, now on the last corner exit, looks like we're on track to beat Hamilton's time. Yes, a 1:56.805. So beating Hamilton's time by about 0.05 of a second. However, we said we're going to do 10 laps, so let's see if we can improve on lap 9. At the moment, turn 2, we're already 2/10 up, so it's a good start to the lap, but can we hold it together for the rest of the lap? So we lost a 10th, then we gained a 10th again, so I mean, you can't look at the time over a super short period, you've got to look over a few corners to get a good idea of how far in front you really are. So try and get a good exit here from turn 6. Not as good an exit as we got in lap 9, so we're losing a bit of speed down the straight. But now into the hairpin. So we broke a little bit later, so we gained time on the entry, and the exit was a little bit messy, got a little bit of oversteer. But now into Schumacher. So that was just a little bit cleaner than we did on lap 9, so we're gaining speed on the exit. Now here, good exit to the corner. We're actually down a little bit now, so and now up a little bit, so we got a really good exit. And now down the back straight. So if you remember last lap, we broke too late and went too deep, so this time I brake a little bit earlier So now we get the car a lot straighter through the chicane. We get a quicker exit, and wow, we just gained 0.3 of a second in that one corner. Now last corner, decent exit, and it looks like we're going to beat the time. So 1:56.556, beating Hamilton's time by 0.298 seconds. So I think that was pretty good. We've shown that an average guy on GT Sport can beat Lewis Hamilton. In F1 it's probably a different story, but anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment on the video. As you can see, even Lewis has given it a thumbs up.